Do you think that hate is ever good?
Hate? No.
Yes.
No,
of
I don't
course.
think hate is ever.
What do you mean?
I don't think hate is a good thing.
I hate rabid dogs. I mean, like...
Right, but what's the use of hating them? Why is that better than not just...
Like any emotion, it serves a
wanting
purpose.
to... Yeah, but like what... Okay.
I think the idea is like irrational hate is bad.
Right.
But hate from a logical place serves... Like, there
But it's
are
such an
reasons
extreme emotion. Like, what's the use of it?
to keep you safe. So, for example, like, why do we feel sick looking at, like, a dead animal? Because we have a natural response to that. To feel sick and want to be away from it and vomit. Why? Because it's got disease and infection and things like that. And so the humans that were not disgusted by it may have eaten it and been contaminated and died. And those who were disgusted by it and vomited, so the vomiting is clear. I mean, I'm not an evolutionary biologist,
Right.
but
this is more
you
of a
spit out-
disgust thing than a hate thing.
Right. The point of hate is like, there could be a certain thing being done by name creature. Be it
Yeah, rabid
human.
dog's a good one. Attacking a family member. Or
Like
something.
there might be someone who's like, I just hate these wild hogs.
I need my
But when-
AR-15.
In-
Well, but
regards
think
to
about it.
the-
Back in the day, you'd see a wild hog and you'd get angry, and then you'd stop it before it destroyed your crops or harmed your family.
You could just be logical about it too. Like I don't
Yes,
think you're
but emotions,
extra better
emotions
served
aren't
by
logic.
hate.
Human emotion, comes from this place of of survival.
That's
So
why I
we
wonder-
love things that help us and protect us and make us feel good, and we hate things that hurt us and cause harm.
If you
to
had
our
like
family.
a rabid dog that was threatening your family and about to kill them, you could logically destroy the rabid dog without any emotional attachment because you know it's the right thing to do. Starting to feel like hate towards it feels like it's taking over.
I'll give you a better example. A guy and his daughter out in the backyard and they're playing with a frisbee when a rabid dog runs up and bites her neck, severing her carotid, and she bleeds out in 20 seconds. He then says, I hate that dog.
Right.
And he starts a whole revenge plot where he goes and buys a bunch of guns and he's got a board tracking the dog, and then he hunts it down and he goes, revenge, and puts it down. That hatred he felt saved another child from being killed by that rabid dog. That's the point.
Yeah, there's like movies about like some not Jason Bourne. It was that Keanu Reeves movie where someone kills his dog and then he goes on a revenge. John Wick.
Yeah, John Wick.
And it's like glorifying
different.
hate. Is it?
Little different.
Was he feeling hate? He was feeling hate towards the people that killed his dog.
And it's a little more extreme, but it is a good point that those were really bad people who broke into his house, beat him, and killed the dog.
It's like
he
vengeance.
went extreme with it. Like,
Yeah.
No, they killed this dog. Like, come on. Like,
I mean, like,
Well,
dude,
do you think it's
there's
reasonable
4 movies
to-
now of him killing
Right.
dozens of people over
his
this.
dog. Do you think that it's reasonable to hate someone who disagrees with you over a political matter? Like, is that something that is a worthwhile undertaking? Hate in that regard?
What do you mean by worthwhile undertaking?
Well-
I think hate is totally fine. I think you just don't want to attack people and you want to be reasonable. Like, you're allowed to hate people. Hate is a fine emotion, but you should be rational about it and you shouldn't act out upon it. So you can be like, yo, I just really hate people who throw litter out of their cars and don't care and are polluting everything. Like, I genuinely despise that.
Yeah, I hate
I'm
that
not
too.
gonna attack the person.
You hate
Right,
the action.
exactly. No, people who gloat and laugh as they throw waste.
Do you
in the
see people
streets.
gloating and laughing? I see people actually, you know what I really hate, actually, I will use the term, is parents will show their kids to throw trash on the street in Brooklyn. And that really makes my blood boil.
My point is, like, there are things that we universally despise. Like a serial killer who gloats about murdering. Like, I hate that person. Like, I
Right.
genuinely despise people who want to victimize. I don't like violent, you see that video of the guy in the convenience store?
Which
And
one?
the store clerk is on his knees. And the guy walks up behind him and the store clerk's like giving whatever he wants. And then the dude just kills him anyway. I genuinely hate that guy.
Yeah.
What
makes
that means
sense.
is I think about what he did. I think about what he believes in and who he is. And I hate everything about what brought him to that point and that guy right now. Hate him. So you got to be reasonable about it. What we don't want is irrational hatred where you just hate someone because of the way they look.
But
That's
is hate
stupid.
rational? I don't think hate's rational.
It literally
it's
is.
an emotional discharge.
Okay, so this guy literally shot and killed a dude on his knees who was cooperating.
So if you were
Yeah,
like
I
a
hate it.
military commander, you'd be like, we need to execute the threat, but you're not like,
No,
I'm
don't change-
enraged,
don't
because
change
then
the
you
subject.
can't control the...
Don't change the subject.
Well, if you're
a guy
really...
walked into
if
a
you're
store,
lucidly handling
and
it.
A guy walked into a store and aggressed upon another person who complied and killed him for no reason. Yes, I hate that person.
But like...
And the response should be, we need to stop them. With that hatred and that anger that I feel, it is, what is the appropriate way to stop a person like this? And how do we prevent it from happening in the future? That hatred is what leads us to stopping the thing from happening.
You can do it without hate, too. vengeance is very dangerous because when someone's becomes
not-
emotionally
we're not
charged,
talking about the same thing.
We're talking about emotionally charged response.
Vengeance is not the same thing. We're not talking about the same thing.
Hateful response is a form of revenge. Is a form of revenge. You're talking
I don't
about
want
revenge
on the guy. I want him to be stopped.